So first dates are terrifying. And then when you add the very real possibility of crapping your pants on the first date because your nerves and your IBS are teaming up against you, it can actually feel like a nightmare. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I am the creator of the MyIBSLife Instagram account. I get a lot of questions over there about dating and relationships when it comes to having IBS. I'm assuming I get those questions because I somehow managed to get a boyfriend even though I have all these like weird problems myself. And I think collectively we all do a really great job of tearing ourselves down and having really negative thoughts like, no one would ever want to date me because I have these issues, or how would I even begin to tell a romantic partner or someone that thinks I'm like sexy and pretty and cute that I have these like really embarrassing and gross problems. And off the bat, I just want to say I can promise you there are so many people out there that either have the same problems as you or are actually really understanding of the condition that you have. I do have a podcast called the MyIBSLife podcast where me, someone who is chronically sick with irritable bowel syndrome, and my boyfriend Jay, who is perfectly healthy, we really talk about how our relationship is affected by my IBS and how he copes with it, how I cope with it, what we do to make our relationship as normal as it can be, and like the real conversations we have and the real situations we go through. If that's something you're interested in listening to, the link to my podcast will be in the description box below. I do feel like I have a pretty good amount of experiences and advice and stuff to share when it does come to relationships and dating and having IBS. I've learned a lot and I've experienced a lot, both good and bad things when it comes to dating and IBS. But I figured for today we would just start all the way at the beginning and focus on surviving the first date with irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, so my first piece of advice for you is for you to navigate the date. Sometimes it can be awkward if you're the one that's being asked out and you kind of are waiting on the other person to suggest what you guys are gonna do or some options that you guys can go and do. I promise you, it's totally normal and okay for you to take control of the date, whether you are the one asking someone on a date or you are the person being asked out on a date. If they open up the conversation with something like, okay, great, what do you want to do? This is your chance to actually be honest with what you want to do and feel comfortable with. If you want to do something that stays away from drinking or eating any type of food, go for it. You can suggest going to the movies, going bowling, going mini golfing, going for a hike. Or if you're still looking to include food and drink, but you don't want to go to like a fancy restaurant or anything, you can still pick more casual places that you feel more like safe at, like maybe a Starbucks, a coffee house, or restaurants that you know the menu and you know there's a dish there that you can eat. But let's say they phrase the question a little differently where it's not as open-ended for you to give exactly what you want to do on the date. If they say something like, great, let's grab drinks, or great, do you want to go get food? Do not panic. You still have control of this date. You can say yes and still grab control of the date right away by saying something like, sure, that sounds great. How about we go to blank? And then fill in that blank with a restaurant or a bar or wherever that you feel safe and comfortable going. Or if you're still not comfortable going to a restaurant or a bar, instead you can say something like, that sounds fun, or I was thinking we could go do X, Y, or Z. And then that's your chance to list 3 other activities that you would rather do. Again, like the bowling, the hiking, the mini golf. But yeah, that can kind of be like an out of having to still go get food or drink. And then I know this doesn't really seem like an option for some reason, but there is another option. You can be honest. You can open up the dialogue here and say something super casual like, you know what, actually I kind of have some stomach problems, I'm not sure I'd be up for that, but I would be super interested in doing X, Y, or Z instead. And then the person that's asking you out should be 100% okay and understanding with that. And if for some reason they're not worth going on a date with anyway. Your time, your energy, your money, your everything is very precious, and you do not need to be spending any of that on someone that is already showing that they're not going to be understanding and empathetic to your issues. The next piece of advice I have for you guys is to wear clothes that make you feel comfortable and good, both physically and mentally. And what I mean by that is don't stress yourself out even more on the date by wearing clothes that you don't feel confident in, or that might begin to feel really uncomfortable because they restrict you or they feel too tight if you start to experience symptoms on the date. Now, let me expose myself real fast. I am someone that for some freaking reason, I only feel sexy or cute or desired or whatever the hell, only if I'm wearing really tight clothing. Which is so stupid. And not only is it stupid, it's just super inconvenient because one of my main symptoms of my IBS is bloating. For example, let's take a quick look at this outfit I currently have on, shall we? Okay, so before I begin, in absolutely no way do I intend for this to be about body shaming or slut shaming or analyzing your body in a negative way or anything of the sorts. Always, always, always feel whatever you feel most beautiful and confident in. No matter what you decide to wear and no matter how your body decides to react, you are killing it, I promise. Also, in absolutely no way am I a fashionista or a model whatsoever. But this is definitely a typical outfit I would want to wear on a date. A little dress that's super, super tight and form-fitting and shows off every little bump imaginable. This dress is actually pretty comfy though, as it's super stretchy, but I know the minute I eat or drink something, especially if it's an unexpected trigger food that's in my dinner at a restaurant, my stomach is going to balloon up. Having a bloated tummy is 100% okay and normal and beautiful. Let me just make that clear. But I know personally that I get super self-conscious and then I become fixated on my outfit and me instead of being more in the moment with my date. It also causes me to have anxiety, which will then further initiate more bloating and more uncomfortable symptoms that I'll have to deal with for the rest of the night. Okay, now let's take a look at this outfit. At least in my opinion, this outfit is still super cute and sexy, but I know I'll also still feel confident and comfortable in it if I begin to experience any symptoms. It's a little more loose-fitting and it gives my tummy the space it needs to do its thing, but it still shows off my personal style and makes me feel good about myself. Okay, I think we're gonna stick with this outfit because I high-key, low-key like this a lot more than the yellow dress I was wearing. But I just wanna give another reminder that no matter whether you have a flat tummy or a bloated tummy, you look gorgeous no matter what. And that is truly so incredibly important to keep in your mind and keep reminding yourself of. Someone who is so amazing at giving bloat-friendly wardrobe ideas is Lottie from the Tummy Diaries on Instagram. Don't even get me started on her. I'm just obsessed with her and she's just actually the best person alive. But she really focuses on body positivity and giving out options to make you feel confident and sexy and amazing, whether you have a bloated tummy or not. So definitely go check out Lottie on Instagram and make sure to give her a follow. And the last piece of advice I have for you guys on how to survive the first date with IBS is to make sure you take care of yourself before, during, and after the date. I know before a date we might get really scared that if we eat or drink something it might make us experience symptoms and feel bad and might either have to make us cancel the date or feel like crap on the date, but it's still really important that we nourish our bodies and give it what it's asking for. If you're feeling hungry before the date, eat something super little, a tiny little snack that you know is gonna sit well, or a really small meal so that you're not too full when you go on the date, but that you feel satisfied and so your body has what it needs to get you through the date. Of course, on the date, if you do decide to go out to dinner or to lunch or to get food or drinks, just make sure you're picking options that you think are the best for you. And also, if you're on the date, if you do feel hungry or if you do feel thirsty, make sure you're honoring your body and giving it what it needs. Don't starve yourself just because you're afraid of experiencing symptoms. Again, just try to pick something on the menu that you know is gonna sit well, or you yourself suggest a place that you two should go where you know you'll feel safe and feel well from eating or drinking from. And then of course, after the date, make sure again to give your body what it's asking for. If you're feeling hungry after the date, make sure to go home and finally eat the comfort foods that you know and love. Make sure to rehydrate yourself and make sure to actually rest and take care of yourself after the date. With all your nerves that happened before the date and during the date and probably all that adrenaline you had, your body's probably going to be feeling it. So make sure to take the time to go lay down, decompress, have a drink of water, have a snack, and really truly take care of yourself again. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope some of that was kind of helpful. You should never let your illness stop you from trying to date and trying to find a partner. Your illness does not define you, and it certainly does not make you damaged goods. You are 100% worthy of love, affection, intimacy, and you are fucking gorgeous. Just be mindful of that and be kind to yourselves when you are dating or thinking of dating. I promise there are people out there that will love you for you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And with that, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video and for supporting me. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and make sure to go follow me on Instagram at MyIBSLife. And I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.